Hello everyone, in this video that will most likely get hit with a copyright claim. So if you're watching this, I would greatly appreciate it if you could destroy the like button, leave me a nice comment, and subscribe if you haven't. So with that out of the way, I'm going to talk to you guys about and showing you some of my favorite scenes ever. And because most of these scenes are big moments in films, a spoiler alert is in effect. I will leave a list of the films I'll be talking about in the description if you don't want to be spoiled, but please still leave a comment and give this video a thumbs up even if you don't watch it. Let's get into it. So the first scene I want to discuss is from my favorite film of all time, The Godfather. In this particular scene, about midway through the movie, where Michael Corleone, who up until this point in the film has never wanted anything to do with the family business, but after his father, the Don Vito Corleone, is gunned down in the streets and a corrupt cop named McCluskey breaks Michael's jaw,
Welcome punch!
Michael Corleone agrees to have a sit-down with McCluskey and Sollozzo, a rival drug dealer. Now this is a pivotal point in the film because Michael has agreed to kill both of the men responsible for the attempted murder of his father, which goes against his character, but he now realizes he would literally do anything for his family, including murdering a police officer in a restaurant full of people. And after he kills McCluskey and Sollozzo, Michael begins his transformation into the crime lord he never wanted to be, but ultimately embraces the role of Mafia Don wholeheartedly. Next we have the sports classic Remember the Titans. Denzel Washington gives what is probably my absolute favorite performance in his career. Remember the Titans tells the true story of T.C. Williams High School, one of the first integrated schools in Virginia. Racial tensions in the town are at an all-time high, and the black and white players are also feeling it when they are forced to play football alongside each other. Denzel's Coach Boone is a no-nonsense coach that does not care about race, he only cares about winning. And in this scene, Coach Boone makes one hell of an entrance when meeting his players for the first time.
Put your hand down. You smiling?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Why are you smiling?
I love football. Football's fun.
Fun, sir.
Fun, sir.
It's fun.
Yes.
You sure?
I think.
Now you thinking. First you smile, then you think. All right, listen up. I'm Coach Boone. I'm going to tell you all about how much fun you're going to have this season. You will wear a jacket, shirt, and tie. If you don't have one, buy one. Can't afford one, then borrow one from your old man. If you don't have an old man, then find a drunk, trade him for his. I am the law. If you survive camp, you will be on the team. If you survive.
Eventually, the players learn to overcome their own prejudices towards each other so they can work together and win the state championship. 2021 hasn't been the greatest year for movies, but we did finally get Zack Snyder's Justice League, and let me tell you, it did not disappoint.
Are you crying, bro?
No, bro, I'm good, bro. I swear to God.
The Snyder cut of Justice League was miles and miles superior to the 2017 theatrical cut, and when I first saw the scenes that were cut from the original version, I couldn't help but to be incredibly baffled by the fact that someone saw these fantastic scenes and decided, yeah, let's take that out. In particular, the scenes involving the Flash. Now, I did want to pick the scene where the Flash reverses time and saves the League and the world, but the scene that I absolutely fell in love with was the Flash saving Iris West. The visual effects in the scene are awesome, but what tipped the scale in making it one of my favorite scenes ever is the absolutely beautiful rendition of Song to the Siren by Rose Betts. The song perfectly captures the emotion in the scene and honestly turns it into one of the most beautiful scenes in any comic book film. Right after this video, go to YouTube, search up Rose Betts' Song to the Siren, and just listen to it, and I guarantee you will fall in love with it.
Long afloat on shipless oceans, I did all my best to smile. Broken love load on your arm. Here I am, waiting to hold you.
Growing up with a father who loved westerns, I have a great appreciation for the genre. So the neo-western genre is one I've been watching very closely, and no other film perfectly encapsulates the genre in my opinion like Hell or High Water. And every time I watch it, it becomes closer and closer to becoming one of my favorite films of all time. In Hell or High Water, brothers Toby and Tanner, played by Chris Pine and Ben Foster, are robbing banks in an attempt to save their family ranch. All the while, the outlaw brothers are being pursued by an aging Texas Marshal played by Jeff Bridges. Classic western film setup, sticking to the fundamentals of old westerns and fixing it into a modern setting. It all comes to a head when the last bank heist goes awry and Tanner is killed along with a marshal's partner. Managing to save his family's ranch, Toby settles down and the marshal retires. Needing closure, the marshal goes to visit the outlaw, and so begins one of my favorite scenes in movie history. The classic western scene in which the lawman confronts the outlaw, but there is no final duel, only a poetic conversation between enemies.
Know who I am? I'm the man who killed your brother.
I know. I also know you're retired and you're trespassing.
Why? Why did you do it? Help me understand that.
You got a family?
My partner had a family, a big one.
I've been poor my whole life. Told my parents, their parents before them. It's like a disease. Passing from generation to generation, becomes a sickness. That's what it is. But not my boys. Not anymore. This is theirs now.
Toby has a heart-to-heart with the marshal and subtly lets him in on why he did what he did and why the choices he made led to the deaths of his brother and the marshal's partner. And out of my favorite movie scene of all time, Road to Perdition is a film rarely talked about in terms of great gangster/crime dramas, as well as a great graphic novel adaptation. Yes, you heard that right, Road to Perdition is based on a graphic novel. Tom Hanks plays mafia enforcer and hitman Michael Sullivan, who works for John Rooney, played by legendary Paul Newman. One fateful night, Sullivan's son witnesses a murder committed by John Rooney's son, played by Daniel Craig, causing a chain of events that leads to Sullivan's family being murdered and being hunted by a psychotic hitman. In this fantastic scene, Sullivan finally gets to John Rooney and exacts his revenge. This scene is so powerful, not only because of how beautiful it's shot, but the music is haunting, and knowing that Sullivan thought of John Rooney as a father and then having to kill him, you can see the pain in Sullivan's eyes. And Rooney knows death is coming, and he's glad it's Sullivan that swings the metaphor.
I'm glad it's you.
And those were my favorite movie scenes of all time. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and comment your favorite movie scenes of all time. Thank you. Catch you next time.